Hey now, guys, it's Knockout 21. How are y'all doing today? As you can see, I got a PS1 here. I bought this broken unit for $25. It's the 5501 model, and I'll tell you why that's important right now, but it's the 5501 model, and this unit's kind of special. It has something inside. Bam, right there. The XStation ODE from Castlemania Games. This thing is a godsend. It works flawlessly. And honestly, originally wasn't going to get it. I was pretty happy playing my PS1 games off my PS2. However, it wasn't flawless. You see, there's a couple of games, more than the couple, that I've been running issues with. Recently, I've been visiting a lot of mom and pop stores and been downloading, not, excuse me, I've been buying games and uh, ripping them onto my PS2. However, there are a couple of games that weren't quite working properly. Ace Combat 2 had graphical glitches. The same goes for Gran Turismo 2. Misadventures of Tron Bond failed to load, and Doom just wouldn't start at all. So yeah, I've been running into some issues playing my PS1 games off my PS2 via the hard drive. If I pop in the disc, they work fine. They work wonderfully. No issues there. However, when I try to run it off the hard drive, that's when the problems start. So I thought to myself, let me look into this. Let me see what solutions there are. And I read up, and the X Station was considered like the best ODE for the original PlayStation 1 or PSX. And I bought it. I looked around, found a broken 5501 motherboard or PlayStation, and and it works. Now, this PlayStation I got particularly cheap because the disc drive was broken. I had to ask the guy, uh, hey, does it still show image on TV? Does it still turn on? Is there sound? All this stuff. He said, yeah. The only thing that doesn't work is the disk drive. So I said, awesome, I'll buy it off of you. And that's what I did. I bought it off this gentleman off of eBay. When it came in, I just looked at it, got to work, and installed this ODE, the X Station. Now, I do have to point out a couple of things. It's not as simple as the GDMU on or the USB GD-ROM drive on the Dreamcast. The same goes for the Rhea and the Phoebe on the Saturn. This thing requires soldering work, and if you're not comfortable with that, well, you're probably better off just finding someone to do it for you. What has to be done is, first you have to find out that if your PlayStation motherboard could support it. There's a list on Castlemania Games to show you which ones do support it. Any 1000 series and 5500 series PlayStation works, but anything later than that, it won't work. The X Station won't support it. But 55 and 1000 series, yeah, you're good to go. But what turns off a lot of people from actually doing this mod or this installation is the fact that you have to lift pins off the CD drive controller. And I would admit, this is the hardest mod I've ever done. I've installed mod chips on my PS2. I've installed mod chips on my original Xbox. I installed RGB amps on my SNES Junior, and I installed several McWill modded Game Gears, and yeah, those are a cakewalk compared to what I had to do here. I really had to like up my skills for this. So if you feel uncomfortable doing that kind of mod work on your PlayStation, I would recommend you hire someone else. Rainy Day Retro, Dragon Horde Gaming, Long Beach Island Retro. I think that's what they're called. Any of those guys, they could do the work for you for a fee. Personally, I was gonna do that, but I looked at several Voltar videos. Oh, that's another guy you could talk to. He does this mod too. But I saw several Voltar videos. I saw how he did it, and I personally started practicing on broken boards myself, getting a hang on how to lift pins and things like that. And that's when I finally felt confident enough to pull this off myself. And yeah, it works beautifully. Anyway, let's go on to the next set of footage. All right, is this working? Good, good. Okay. Now, once you get your XStation installed on your PlayStation, you got to do a couple of things. First and foremost, you got to get a micro SD card. Apparently, you can use any size micro SD card depending on how big your library is. For the sake of this video, I have this 32 gig micro SD card I had lying around. And yeah, PC. Here I have my 32 gig micro SD card. We're gonna format this thing. Format. I got this. And the beauty of the XStation is that you don't have to download any kind of SD card formatting software. You could do it right off the bat with whatever's included in Windows. You could, format it in FAT32, or you could format it in exFAT. It won't take NTFS, just to let you know, but any of these two will work. I'm going to leave it at the default in FAT32. I'm going to label it XStation. You don't necessarily have to label it yourself, but you could just name it that. Yes. It's already empty to begin with, but there we go. Format's complete. Now you're going to want to get into the root of the memory card, and you got to create a folder. Here we go. What is it? Right here. New folder. Gonna title it 00 XStation. Just like that. Just as it states right here. And let's bring this back up. And you're gonna want to download the latest update and latest firmware right here. Gonna download that for the third time today. This is my second take, but yeah, awesome. And these are the two important files you're gonna put into that 00 XStation folder. So let's go ahead, 00 XStation folder. That's on the memory card, and there you go. That's how it's done. Now you're also going to want to put in a couple of games. So let's create a folder, call it test. Right. There you go, test. And we're just going to stick the first thing that's on my folder. Ace Combat, right there. Bah. I own this game, by the way, so everything you see here, I already own. Yeah. Awesome. Simple as that. And this thing's good to go. Let's eject this thing and we'll go back to the OG PlayStation. Now this is the first thing you're going to see. You're going to see nothing at first, but if you push triangle, you'll end up in this menu right here. And here you can adjust the options a little bit. Change the background, change the theme. You could turn on folder browsing. I personally turn on the folder browsing, and I personally like to leave it blue. It gives it a nice little, homely kind of setting. And of course, you could change whether or not you want to load the last game or load the XStation loader. The first thing you want to do is update the firmware. I've already updated the firmware, so I'm not going to be doing that in this video. Don't want to accidentally cause a glitch and brick my unit that I recently bought. But yes, you this is what you got to do. It takes about a minute, a little under a minute, for it to properly boot up and update the firmware. And of course, you can watch the credits and play a version of Tetris if you want. But ultimately, what you're going to want to do is refresh the game list. And as you can see right there, Ace Combat 2 is right there, ready to play. Going to save and exit, and there's the test folder we created back on the computer. So basically, this game is good to go. Go to fast load or full load, depending on how you want to play things, and put a queue if you got like a multi-disc game. It's taking a while here, but yeah, fast load right off the bat. Give it a couple of seconds, and there you go. It's good to go. It's beautiful. It's awesome, and it's just that fast. Not quite simple, but as you can see, it works. It completely works. And there you have it, guys. The XStation for the original PlayStation, the PSX, the PS1, whatever you want to call it. Here it is. I totally love this thing. I gotta recommend this thing to anyone that wants to play off original hardware. It's like a dream come true. The games that I had trouble with on my PS2, Ace Combat, Doom, Misadventures of Tron Bonne, Gran Turismo 2, all those games, there's no issue with this. This game, or this thing, works perfectly with those games. And just like it says on the box, full compatibility with the PlayStation 1 library. I gotta believe it. They tout it. I tried it. I believe that this thing is 100% legit. Also supports multiple formats. So if bin and Q files are not your thing, this thing also supports ISOs, CCD images. Any way you want to play it, it works with it. I do have to point out though that installing this thing was nerve-wracking. You gotta have the skills to do this yourself. I practiced, I tried, I followed Voltar's advice, and I installed it myself. But I was freaking out half the time. I was like, am I doing it right? A soldering iron and a dental pick. As skilled as I gotta say, it had me on edge. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I would have recorded myself doing it, because I was really freaking out when I was installing this thing. But when I got it done and the XStation menu came up, of, I was relieved. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I pulled it off. That's how I felt. Like I can't believe I pulled it off. So yeah, this is not an easy install. Taking that into consideration, the price of this and the price of paying someone to install it for you, yeah, it's getting close to $200. So you're gonna really have to consider the cost when hiring someone to do this for you. This and hiring someone and then shipping it out to whoever. Yeah, it's gonna rack up in price. But if you really want that authentic PlayStation experience, with the using original hardware and whatnot, this is definitely the way to go. I have not tried the PSIO. I'm guessing there might be some benefits with that there, but no, I went straight to this. I read the reviews, and I had a coupon to Castlevania games to begin with, so yeah, that's what kind of like made me pick this over the PSIO. But yeah, I definitely recommend this. Be wary though. Just like I said in a review, in a video, this only works on 5501 and 1000 model PlayStations. So yeah, if you plan to get this, just make sure you have the right motherboard, or else it'll be a waste of money. Anyway, this was Knockout 21. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and like always, have a good one. Take care, you guys.